Welcome again to our Sunman-Dearborn community families, to our parents and our students and our community members. I'd like to take a few minutes to describe the Sunman-Dearborn Online Academy. We're very excited to provide this opportunity for our students. First and foremost, it was created out of a necessity because of COVID-19 to provide a safe alternative for those parents or students who feel like coming to school right now is not the right place for them due to various reasons. But it's also an opportunity to provide some flexibility and to better serve our students and parents and families. So we're very excited about that. The board did approve the handbook, the parent-student handbook for the Online Academy. And I'd like to take a few minutes to go over this to explain what the Academy is, what it's not, and what the process is for completing the final step of the enrollment process. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
So I'm happy to present some additional information about the Sunman-Dearborn Online Academy. This is based on the board presentation from July 9th when they received the presentation and approved the student parent handbook for the Online Academy. So as I stated in the reentry plan, I want to clarify that the Online Academy is a robust and rigorous instructional model that we're providing our students and parents as a choice. I know a lot of you experienced e-learning in April and May. It was only about 2 to 3 hours a day. It was only 3 days a week. That was due in essence of everything that was going on in regarding COVID-19 and daycare and employment, that we didn't want to overwhelm families. This is a different. This is a different model. This is 5 to 6 hours a day of instruction, similar to what you receive in traditional school plus homework. So it's, like it says, a robust and rigorous instructional model that you're choosing for your child, and it will likely take more parent involvement from a partnership with a parent in terms of your involvement in your child's education. E-learning, again, it was a typically it's a short amount of time. This upcoming school year, it could be a little bit longer than normal because of the circumstances we're in, but it's not a year-round program. No one is choosing it. It's something we have to do, and it will be limited. So if you're choosing the Online Academy, I just want to make sure parents and students know it's not going to be like it was in April and May in terms of e-learning. So students have the flexibility of working courses anytime, anywhere. You have internet access. You'll receive a Sunman-Dearborn Google username and password, just like your traditional student. We have staff members who are hired by Sunman-Dearborn to guide you through the journey. We'll talk more about that. You will be given final exams, formative assessments, and state assessments for certain grade levels, and you'll have to come to your homeschool enrollment for those. We are working with NWEA for the formative assessment you can take from home. That's not clear yet if that's going to be possible. So as of right now, you should expect to take those assessments here at the home school. And of course, all of our courses and curriculum are aligned with the state standards. So that partnership for success is the student and parent, obviously, and the teacher, but also a new position called the Online Success Coach, who will be helping you through this journey. And I'll talk more about that in a second. I do want to talk about online and virtual schools in general. Virtual schools are not for everybody. They're for some people, and they could be a really good tool for parents who need that flexibility or feel like school's not safe because of COVID-19 at this point, underlying health conditions, etc. And we're happy to provide this for our families. But I want to make sure that people know that Sunman-Dearborn has very high expectations of our students and our staff. We have high language arts and math proficiencies. We have a high graduation rate. And when you're a member of the Sunman-Dearborn Online Academy, you're also a member of Sunman-Dearborn Schools. So I wanted to show what we've done in the past compared to the two of the larger virtual schools out there, Indiana Connections Academy and Indiana Virtual School. You can see on proficiencies, we're above state average in both language arts and math for 3 through 8. The other two are below. Our graduation rate is always above 95%. They're down between 55 and 60. Our diploma strength is very strong, one of the top 10% in the state. Connections Academy is a 25.7, virtual school of 55.1. In the past, we've had either an A or a B as a school corporation. Our high school has been an A repeatedly, a 4-star school. Indiana Connections Academy was a D, and the virtual school didn't have a letter grade yet because they're too new. And then in terms of investing per student, we spend over $9,000 per student on our infrastructure, our staffing, our programming, our extracurriculars, our athletics, all those things. We spend over $9,000 a student. The other two, one's below $6,000 and one's only around $3,500 a year. So just something to consider, that we want to make sure we make it clear that you're part of Sunman-Dearborn Community Schools. So we talked about that partnership. So student responsibilities is to attend the parent-student orientation, log into Google Classroom each and every day to be considered present, complete all required activities within 7 days, calendar days of the target date. We'll talk a little bit more about target dates here in a moment. So the target dates are completion targets to progress you through the course so you don't fall behind. They're a little bit different than due dates. Due dates are this is due this Friday. A target date is the target date's this Friday, and so you have 7 days within that date to get that done to kind of help progress you along, and to check your email daily. So more about those target dates. As I showed you, we are very successful here with our students, with our graduation rates, with our proficiency scores, and we want to continue to do that. We are not going to allow a student to sign up for the online academy just to fail. We're not going to allow parents to allow that to happen either. So if you miss target dates, the first time you miss a target date, your parent is going to get emailed. The parent's going to be emailed. The second time, there's going to be a phone call. The third time, there's going to be a parent-teacher conference. And the fourth time, you're going to be asked to withdraw from the academy and come back to the traditional school, because we're just not going to allow students to not be present, not to be working to their best of their ability, and to fail. So that's something we have in place to make clear that those target dates, you have some flexibility there, but you can't continue to miss target dates so that you fall so far behind you can't make up the work. Parents need to attend the orientation. Parents should check their emails multiple times through the week. The key to virtual education and online academies is that communication between the parent and the student and the teacher, to make sure that's happening. Whenever you have a problem with instruction, you should talk to your teacher about it. Whenever it's a non-instructional, it should be your success coach, and we'll talk more about the success coach. That's a new position. And again, it goes back to making sure students are successful on the online academy. So they will attend the orientation as well. They're going to communicate throughout the school year with both parents and students. They're going to schedule a monthly meeting with you to make sure that your child is doing okay, that they're being successful, and they'll include the teacher if needed. They'll resolve all those non-instructional issues, like the Chromebook issues you have. If you're using one of our MiFis that we're providing for internet access, all those issues, they'll help with that. And they'll also communicate and coordinate participation in free and reduced lunch if you qualify, extracurricular activities, class field trips, other traditional school-based activities, and they'll coordinate the enrollment and registration. What's important here is that if you are enrolled in the online academy, you're also enrolled in your home school, the Bright Elementary, North Dearborn Elementary, Sunman Elementary, Sunman-Dearborn Middle School, and East Central High School. You still get to take part in all those activities that are going on. If there's a student dance, prom, field trips, etc., that will be part of what your rights are as a student and as a parent to participate in. It's something that's different about the online academy. We know students are more successful when they're involved in school, and it's easy not to be involved when you're a virtual student or you're doing an online academy. So this is a connection for you back to school to make sure that you're involved and that you're participating as you need to. As I said, that you're a member of the Sunman-Dearborn Community School, so you get receive the benefits of that, which is a $25 book bill. We're one of the few in the area that can do something like this through an endowment and through also through the City of Lawrenceburg grant through the riverboat revenues that they share across the county. So you will only be charged $25 technology fee. That's it. No other fees, no other workbook purchases, no other textbook rentals, just the $25 technology fee. If you choose to do the Chromebook protection plan, it would be another $25. We are very excited about our partnership with Edmentum that offers several educational softwares we will be using. For the elementary, for reading, it's Reading Eggs or Reading Express, and Math Seeds for math. Throughout, we have Study Island, which is a remediation skill and drill software to practice the skills for mastery. There's Exact Path, where we take the NWA formative assessment data, we import it into ExactPath, which is also from Adminim. It gives you a learning path that is specific to your child to work on those areas that they need to work on. And then the courseware is software that is also through Edmentum for grades 6 through 12, where most of the instruction will take place through that courseware software, which is aligned with our state standards, which is an excellent award-winning instructional software that we're using. So for enrollment, there's 2 steps. One is to enroll in school just like you normally would. Parents log into their parent portal, they go through a registration process. There's a secondary link for the online academy. You could access it through the COVID-19 webpage. Anyone that said they were interested in this will be getting an email later this summer to finish the second step of the registration process. Special education students are welcome to attend the online academy. You will have full access to all the modifications, accommodations, services as specified in your IEP. There are some therapies that are difficult online, so you may need to come to school for some therapies like a speech therapy potentially, or an occupational therapy, or a physical therapy. But other than that, your special ed teacher will be, the teacher of record will be checking in on you, and you'll have an additional member of your team that's supporting you. You'll have your teacher, your special ed teacher, online success coach. What makes us unique is that most online academies don't offer much in terms of extracurricular and co-curricular activities. We do allow that, and we actually encourage you to be part of that, because we know that will help your success in the online academy. As a reminder, anyone in the middle school, high school that's involved in extracurricular activities has to also enroll in the random drug testing program. So that is a requirement, because you are a student at Sunman-Dearborn Community Schools. You have to also participate in the random drug testing program. Assessments. Standard assessments, classroom units will be worked at home. You'll do that at home. We are working with our formative assessment company to try to complete that at home as well, but students will have to come in and schedule an appointment to take the state assessments, the final exams, etc., that you come into school to do. Transfer and withdrawal. There's a lot of questions, and I want to make sure this is clear as well, that by default, enrollments for the school year. Parents at the end of the semester can request to transfer back to traditional school, but this isn't going to provide the flexibility where you can decide you want to take a month off and go on a vacation and leave and come back. That we can't staff that, and we know this first year we have to be a little more lenient on some of these, because we are trying to learn what this is going to look like. And I know a lot of parents, but your commitments for the year with the possibility at the semester to ask to transfer back, but it's certainly not going to be this back and forth, because we can't deal with the staffing piece of it. Because it's online, we do have to address cheating and plagiarism. Obviously, it's not going to be tolerated. It's fully explained, those 2 items in the handbook. We expect the work to be the student's work. And if it's not the student's work, there's certain consequences that could happen as a result of that. So just make sure, parents, that the work is their work. They're not cheating and they're not plagiarizing. So again, the timeline to register. We have begun the registration process through the parent portal. It says here Monday, July 13th, but we've already opened that up. So you have to do that by Monday, July 13th, complete that registration process. The second part is to complete the S-DOA registration form sent via email as a parent letter. That has to be done by July 17th. If you do it by July 17th, you're guaranteed enrollment in the S-DOA. If it's after that, it may be as space allows, and we work with the staffing piece of it. Parents are going to electronically sign indicating their approval to enroll their child in S-DOA. You can revoke it up to July 22nd, but after that date, we have to staff. And at that point, you can't request a transfer out until the semester. And the first day of school is August 12th. So this is going to start a week later than normal school to give us a little bit more time. Because there are no snow days with Online Academy, there's not going to be any COVID closure days as a result of it. It will start a week later, but it will still end by the 3rd week in May. And that's all the information for the online academy. Again, I appreciate you for taking the time for viewing this video. I hope you'll seriously consider this as an option. We're excited to provide it, and we will continue to get better at this year after year as we provide more flexibility for our students. Thank you and take care.